Okay, today we're going to be fixing my forge. Now, when I first made this, the Firepot, I run anthracite, a lot of anthracite. So I want a big Firepot to get lots of heat out of it. The problem is the fireball sits about right here. So you got to stick pieces down into the fire to get into the hot spot. If you lay a flat bar across, like I originally designed this forge to do, the best you can get is a bright red. So we have to take that fireball and move it up. And we're gonna achieve that by lining this forge. This is an unlined forge. This is made out of 5/8 inch thick cutoffs from H&I beam. It's never been lined. It's seen heavy use, and there is not a thing wrong with it. No pitting, no scale on the outside, and in fact, let me turn you around. My portable forge here, this one, its Firepot is made out of 1/4 inch plate, and it has just a little bit of scaling on the outside. That's it. And I use this one way more than that one. So, coming back to this thing, it measures 10.5 inches wide, which is 27 centimeters. 12.5 inches long, or 32 centimeters. And its total depth is 6.5 inches, or 16 centimeters. Okay, I always make my fire pots square, and the reason why I do that is because I've cleaned most of it up, but you can see here that the ash builds up in these creases. Now you get a round cone of fire and the ash is allowed to build up around the outside, and I find that I can run my fire for longer without having to clean it. Now I also notice I have nothing stopping the coal from going down into the air gate. I use expanded steel. This is some 1/2 inch expanded steel, about 20 gauge. So that's just under a 32nd of an inch. It's about 1.5 millimeters. It'll warp and it'll bow because of the heat down into the hole, but it won't melt because it has constant airflow coming to it. Okay, now I'm gonna clean out the heavy grime ash with the expanded steel. I'm gonna come in with a hand broom and get all that fine stuff down into there. Okay, what we're going to be using to line this forge is sand, which is a 50-50 mix of sand and plaster of Paris by volume. Okay, we got some of our plaster of Paris. Cut this bag open. Dump it in here. And we're gonna fill the bag up with sand. There we go. And there's our 50-50 mix. Add some water. Yeah, Let me get a stir stick and I'll be right back. All installers to the rescue. You get the idea. I'll come back when this is mixed up. Okay, I thought 50-50 was a little too off on the ratio, so I changed it to 60-40. That's 60-40 plaster of Paris to sand. I should probably open up my ash gate. So I don't have any surprises in the bottom. Okay. Now, see how it's sticking to my fingers? I got a bucket of water over here. Just tap the bucket of water with my fingers. Now it's not sticking anymore. And I think I'm also going to pre-wet these sides to help this stick a little better. Now I'm not concerned so much as with the side walls as the bottom, getting that fire raised up. So I'm gonna put a really thin coat on the walls, probably a 1/4 inch. Got about an inch on the bottom right now. Probably bring that up another 1/2 inch. Okay, I'm mixing up what should be the last bit I need out of this. And I've discovered that you have an incredibly short working time. In about 5 minutes, this stuff sets up and hardens. Water, blend, smooth it all. I say water on my fingers and smooth it all out. Oh yeah, it's already starting to stiffen up. Save my fingers a bit. Use the column tong 1/2. Around all these edges. And this stuff is too set up to continue working. And that was the last of what I had, but I have accomplished what I set out to do. here and then wipe off any dingleberries. And this should work much better next time we fire it. I will have to cut a new piece of expanded steel because I like it to cover the entire flat. But other than that, should be good to go.